So today we're going to be talking about 3 fights that I would love to see that make absolutely zero sense. I mean, let's start off with this first fight right here. I mean, we're never ever going to see this fight ever because the time has already passed. But hear me out. Prime Kamaru Usman on track to taking over GSP. A lot of people at the time arguing, was he the greatest welterweight of all time? I mean that one. Before getting head kicked by Leon Edwards. I mean that Kamaru Usman, okay? Envision that Kamaru Usman. Store it in your brain. Do not let him disappear. That Kamaru Usman versus current middleweight champion DDP. Banger. Absolute fucking banger. Tell me that isn't an amazing fight. I'm going to wait. So I just heard silence there. I didn't hear anybody disagree with me. Prime Kamaru Usman versus DDP. I don't know why, but I feel like that fight would just deliver. I feel like that would be an absolute banger of a matchup. Kamaru Usman, I mean, DDP is a better striker than Kamaru Usman, but I feel like Usman's going to meet DDP in the middle because no one's going to want to take a back step, so they're going to be constantly pushing into each other. Who's going to take the back step? DDP's got really good forward pressure. Kamaru Usman's really good forward pressure. Usman, although in the striking isn't that great, he does have a good 1-2. Especially a really good jab. Kamaru Usman has a really good jab, either from the orthodox or southpaw stance. Doesn't really matter what way the guy's standing. He has got a really, really heavy-handed jab in there. And he's got knockout power. DDP also got knockout power, got that goofy striking style. Usman, obviously the better wrestler, but I feel like DDP would be able to offer up like some entertaining scrambles with Usman. Especially with it being a middleweight. Obviously, DDP did get taken down by Derek Brunson, and Usman is a way better wrestler than Derek Brunson. But I feel like because it's up another weight class, DDP's big for middleweight. I feel like at one point we would get an interesting scramble out of the two. But on the feet, I think this fight is just majestic. War. This could have been UFC Africa. Could you imagine that? Fuck. What a fight that would be. Makes zero sense. I completely understand. But it's a fight that I just want to see. Prime DDP, aka DDP right now, versus Prime welterweight Kamaru Usman. I'm thirsty. Give me a second. Let's move. Next matchup I want to talk about. We've got Sean O'Malley. Okay? Let's jump right into this matchup. Sean O'Malley, Ilia Topuria. Now look, hear me out. Sean O'Malley, in my opinion, is one of top 3 strikers right now in the UFC. Not boxers, everybody. All out-and-out strikers. Sean O'Malley is top 3. If you tell me he's not, you're lying, and I'm going to crane kick you right in the fucking mouth, because this guy is top 3. I mean, I really wanted him to beat Merab, but now that I've kind of came around to the fact that Merab needed to win for the greater good of the bantamweight division. He actually has a character. He actually promotes events, isn't awkward on the mic, etc. Fight style, he's terrible. He's dog shit. One of the most boring fighters to watch. I'd probably rather watch this bit of Haribo rapper for the majority for a 25-minute period instead of watching Merab fight. But Sean O'Malley in the cage, very, very entertaining. And I thought he could have give Ilia Topuria problems in there. Now, obviously, Ilia Topuria did come into the sport as a grappler. A lot of people do forget that and just look at his boxing. He came in as a grappler and really developed his boxing over time. But the kicks, the range management of Sean O'Malley, the constant changing of stances, and this is the thing with Ilia Topuria. I feel like to beat him, you have to match him in terms of punch power. I don't think you're gonna go 25 minutes just outstriking him without getting caught. I feel like Sean O'Malley could probably do that because his range management's really well. But again, I feel like Topuria, with the constant head body movements, I feel like he would eventually catch Sean O'Malley. Don't know if he would knock him out because Sean O'Malley does have a good chin, but I feel like Sean O'Malley's striking style really offers Ilia Topuria a lot of problems. Like I said, the constant stance changing, the tapes to the body, the range, plus head kicks. That is Ilia Topuria's kryptonite, in my opinion, is head kicks. I'm not saying Sean O'Malley would win, but this is a fight that I would just love to see. Just for the striking exchanges, Ilia Topuria, Sean O'Malley, what a fight that would be. You cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me that Sean O'Malley versus Topuria isn't a banger. And we were on track to get that fight. I mean, we were heading in that direction. And then Merab got Sean O'Malley. But in the end, we probably wouldn't have got this anyway, because Sean O'Malley then would have fought Umar Nurmagomedov if he had beat Merab. So we were never ever going to get this fight. Shame. I think Sean O'Malley could definitely move up to featherweight and have a lot of success in there. I mean, very limited grapplers, especially at the top half of that division where Sean O'Malley would be fighting at. I mean, really, who have you got? Aljo. He's never going to fight Aljo again. Why am I out of frame? He's never going to fight Aljo again if he moved up. Brian Ortega's going to lightweight. Moves are everywhere, I guess. But like, if Sean O'Malley moved up, he would get the treatment of moving up and then going straight in to fighting for a title, or moving up and fighting Diego Lopez. I mean, could you imagine Sean O'Malley, Diego Lopez? Get this guy to featherweight if he isn't going to fight Jan next in 5 rounds. Get him to the featherweight division pronto. But that's another fight. Sean O'Malley, Ilia Topuria. I've got the hiccups. Let's move on. Alex Pereira. So, this is one of the more realistic ones, but doesn't make any sense. Let's just talk about it. Alex Pereira, Israel Adesanya. Look, I know he's on a 2-fight losing streak, but they're 1-1. I need this trilogy to happen. I need to see who wins, because Israel Adesanya is the only guy that can strike with Alex Pereira. Now, before people say, but what about Khalil Roundtree, man? He was striking really well with him. Yeah, shut your fucking face and do not ever speak again, boy. Okay? Don't compare Israel Adesanya, what he done. Israel Adesanya was beating Pereira comfortably right the way up until he got caught in the 5th round of their first fight, and then knocked him out in their second fight. I need to see this trilogy. This is cinema. You cannot tell me otherwise. Now, at the light heavyweight division, I do think it is Pereira's to win. Obviously, Israel Adesanya needs to get into a bit of form. I don't think we're ever going to see this trilogy, unfortunately, because I don't think Adesanya is going to move up to the light heavyweight division. And I just don't see Pereira ever moving down again to the middleweight division to fight Israel Adesanya, especially because I don't think Adesanya is going to win the middleweight title back. So it doesn't really make much sense. But again, like I said, these fights don't make sense. These are just fights that I want to see. But let me know your opinions in the comments below. What do you think of these 3 matchups? And who do you think would win them? And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you again in the next one.